hello, it's editing Anne here, and I just thought I'd jump in and give you a quick explanation. So this was going to be a vlog, an Armageddon vlog, and it didn't turn out as I would have liked, so I've decided to just make it into a book haul, because I did a 20-minute book haul at the end of the vlog talking about all the books that I got at Armageddon. So yeah, I'm just going to, because it's not a vlog that I'm happy to put online. There wasn't a lot of footage that I actually took. Nothing of it was really bookish apart from the end, so I'm just going to make it a book haul. So yeah, let's go back to Future Anne, where she's talking about all of the books that she bought at Armageddon. Okay, so from what you can see, I obviously didn't vlog very much during Saturday. It is now Monday. I've been back at work, but it's time to show you my book haul, because I bought a lot of books. But I had a really amazing time at Armageddon. If you can hear, I think I'm getting sick. My voice is a little bit scratchy. But I had a really great time. I picked up my pre-order from Athena, and I got to meet Athena and Marley, which was amazing. And then we did surprise them with the cake and card game, which is really... So let's just go through some of the books that I got from all the different authors at Armageddon. So the first two that I want to talk about is The Assassin Thief and The Soul Thief by Madeline Tay Few. And this seems really interesting. This is book 1 and book 2, but this is about Telium was once the most feared assassin in Alcoria. Now she lives out her days in exile as she fights for dominance over her dark gifts. But all that changes when an errant Fey warrior enters her domain, drawn by rumours of a powerful being said to be born from the shadow of the dark goddess Tenebrous. With her kingdoms on the brink of chaos, he calls for her aid in his mission to defeat the mad Fey king and prevent an all-out war. This sounds amazing. I decided to pick them up. These weren't signed because the author actually wasn't there, but I'm very excited to check these two out. Then the next author that I got some books from was... Oh, okay. I was very confused right then, because two of them say Anna Klein, but I knew I got 3 books from her, so I was really confused. But she obviously goes by a different name while she is writing her smutty ones. So this is The Pirate Queen's Curse, and how this was told to me was Pirates of the Caribbean if it was written by a woman for women. And this is by Isolde Hollyoake. So all I know about this is sun, surf, sass, sorcery and sexy pirates. Welcome to the Caribbean. It sounds really fun. It seems really smutty, and I am excited for this one. Then from Anna Klein's actual name, we have The Lady is a Spy. So this is a Parisian spy story. Paris 1625. Charlotte Menard wanted more than a life of needlework, boredom and loneliness, but she never expected to end up a spy. Facing a dire future as a penniless widow, she accepts an offer from France's spy master, Cardinal Richelieu, her security in exchange for being his spy at court. So it sounds fun, and I'm very intrigued. And this is signed by the author, which is exciting. And then we also have this Heart and Hearth. This is Addie didn't expect to inherit a ramshackle bed and breakfast in a tiny town, let alone a magical one. She's sure a mistake has been made. Her whole life she's been taught to avoid her witch heritage. Her arrival has stirred something in the old town, and Addie finds herself wrapped up in a decades-old mystery. Spring is just arriving, bringing with it a new growth for the plants, for Addie, and for the nearly forgotten town. This is a really short one, and it sounded great, and I wanted to pick it up and read some more cozy, witchy fantasy. And yeah, I'm very excited. Then the next one that I picked up was Clocks, Locks and Corpses by S.J. Bradley. This S. Jane Bradley. So this is epic horror stories in verse. So I'm not a really big poetry reader, but the author kind of sold it to me with vampires, fae, werewolves, all that kind of thing, and it's just in a epic story, an epic poem format. It seems really interesting. It's quite short too, and when I talked to the author, when I first met the author, she seemed really exciting. It was only published this week, which is exciting, so I definitely wanted to give this a try. Then we have T. Air. We have Blood Magic, the Dark World Universe, the Soul Tracker series, book 1. So she has this like big expansive universe, and I got connected with her and started talking to her quite a bit, which was amazing, and she did sign it too. We do have illustrations in here as well, which I think is really, really cool, and like chapter headers which look amazing. So this is Mel Morgan is a master teleporter. She can move through the veil into the otherworldly planes, a handy skill when looking for missing people. It's a lonely job, but with her gargoyle partner, she's never minded lonely. Until a certain super hot djinn walks into her life, he needs her to help find someone he loves, and Mel can never say no to someone in need. But the road to helping Salem is fraught with secrets better left uncovered. Can Mel and Salem dodge demons and sorcerers long enough to save the ones they love? Which seems really cool and exciting, and I had a great time talking with this author, so I picked up this one, book 1 in this series, and then I also picked up a book 1 in her other series, which is called Retribution, the Dark World Academy series, the Erin Chronicles book 1, and this is about angels. After 1,000 years, things are beginning to fall apart for Angel Evangeline. Her mentor is near death. Her new boss, Marcellus, is obsessed with bronze discs and dead demons, and Evie's feeling guilty having just wiped another demon off the face of the earth. So Evie does what Evie does best, and when an enigmatic albino demon with dreadlocks and a potent angel allergy reveals the true nature of the discs, Evie must do everything in her power to keep Marcellus away from them. It should be simple. Stop Marcellus from obtaining all the seals of Hades, stop him from becoming the next ruler of the underworld. But as usual, everything is not as it seems, and Evie is thrust headlong into a race against time to save her own life and that of the uber-hot Julian, current ruler of Hades. It sounds so good. So it seems like a angel falls in love with the devil, which is interesting. And I am quite curious. Then we have the wonderful Jamie Sands. I picked up a few of their books after I watched them talk on the author panel, and I really liked their humour, and they just seemed like a great author, and their books sounded very intriguing, so I decided to pick them up. So the first one from Jamie Sands is Overdues and Occultism. So this is a novella. It's Mount Eden, which is book 1, so it's based in Auckland, and a witch in the broom closet probably shouldn't be so interested in a ghost hunter, right? That Basil is a librarian comes as no surprise to his Mount Eden community. That he's a witch? Yeah, that might raise more than a few eyebrows. When Sebastian, a paranormal investigator filming a web series, starts snooping around Basil's library, he stirs up more than just Basil's heart. Between Basil's own self-doubt, a ghost who steals books, and Sebastian, an enthusiast extrovert bent on uncovering secrets, Basil's life is about to get a lot more complicated. So this is a male witchy librarian romance with a little bit of interesting in there, so I'm very excited to check this one out. It's very short and I'm excited. And then the other one is the one that Jamie really struggles with promoting, and it's This Unusual Life, and this is their debut novel, I'm pretty sure. But basically this is a mixed media story where it's a mixed media story where these clippings and things from this other universe have come through, and they are gathered into this book. It's step into a world where the royal family are terrifying fae who will cut out your heart with no warning. A world where tweens manifest superpowers, ghosts live among us, and blood rituals are as normal as going to the supermarket. A shoebox found in the attic of a brand new house contains a collection of articles and pieces from a lifestyle magazine. Compiled here for the ease of reading in the book form, these clippings reveal a world very like our own, but with large and marked differences as well. So yeah, this is like a collection of short little snippets from this other world that is very similar to ours, but also has its really big differences, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, I will be definitely getting to this one soon, because again, it is short. And then under Jamie's pen name. They also go by Jackson Knight, and this is a fairyland romance, so it's rival princes. And this is just a male romance where they work at like a Disneyland sort of resort. So there are 3 golden rules for new recruits at Fairyland theme park. No breaking character, even if you're dying of heat exhaustion. Always give guests the most magical time, and no falling in love. Nate's only been working a day and he's already broken all 3. So it sounds fun and I'm very excited. Then we got my pre-order of the Seer Sisterhood, which looks stunning, and also like the first book, the Seer Sisterhood. It is signed and it also has beautiful sprayed edges. I also got a street team bag full of lots of goodies, and then I got a lot of pre-order gifts as well with this that I will definitely be showing in a reel or something on Instagram. But yeah, I'm very excited for this one. And then Athena so kindly gave me a second edition of the Sons of Echidna, so I can annotate and tab it up, because it has a little bit of damage at the top here with the spray. It didn't work very well or something. And here, yeah, it's a little bit crusty here, but that's fine because I'm going to be writing in it, annotating, highlighting, tabbing. So I just, yeah, very glad that she gave me that one. Then we have another author that I checked out, which is Nikki Lee. This is Once We Flew. It's a very short novella again, and this is a sci-fi with a little bit of fantasy in here. 4 generations ago, a generation ship crashed into the sands of Savine. Since then, its survivors have eked out an existence in the planet's hostile desert. Yet, the tech is failing, the sands are encroaching, and people are dying. Rescue is still generations away, if it comes at all, but Marissa is a survivor and an outcast. Infected with the chrysalis, a disease that grants its carrier uncanny abilities, she keeps her distance from her dwindling community, until all friends' dying wish sends her, a young boy, across Savine's inhospitable sands in search of something Marissa had thought she'd long forgotten: hope. It sounds really cute. On one of her posters, it was like, if you like A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and it had a bunch of other references to other books, and I thought it sounded really good, so I wanted to check it out. And then also it is signed. Yes, it says To Hope and To Book Dragons, and she signed it, which is wonderful. And then her second book is The Rarkins Familiar, and this is a YA fantasy from what I remember. This is an orphan bent on revenge, a monster searching for freedom, a forbidden pact that binds their fates. Liz has heard her father's screams, smelled the iron tang of his blood. She witnessed his execution and plotted her revenge. Then a violent encounter traps Liz in a blood pact with a Rarkin from the other world, imbuing her with the monster's forbidden magic, a magic that will erode her sanity. To break the pact, she and the Rarkin must journey to the heart of the Empire. All that stands in their way are the mountains, the Empire soldiers, and Liz's uneasy alliance with the Rarkin. Horrors await them on the road. Horrors even Rarkin's fear. The most terrifying monster isn't the one that Liz travels with. It's the one that's woken inside her. Monsters of the feather flock together. And it's just stunning as well. And I'm very, very excited. This is her debut novel from what I remember, and it has won a couple of awards too, which is exciting. And just hearing this author talk about it too on the author panel sounded really interesting, and I definitely wanted to pick it up and support her. Then we have The Dangers of Being True by J.M. Goldie. This is a YA sci-fi from what I remember. Torn from Earth, brave Kingsford lands alone in a wild new world. On the run from a ruthless tyrant, his unpredictable elemental power is the least of his worries until he discovers it might be his only way out. True Harborsford is determined to impress her parents, but when a heartbreaking decision at the root of her family's downfall is revealed, everything changes, including herself. It's terrifying, but so why does it feel so good? Forced to make an alliance, Brave and True must overcome their families' lies to trust one another and survive, while deeply guarded mysteries lurk in the shadows, waiting to reshape their world forever. May balance be your guide. It sounds really, really good, so I picked up book 1 in a series. I think book 2 has just been released, and book 3 is in the works, but again, it's signed, and it does say, may balance be your guide. and signed by the author. I've got a couple more books to go because this is a really long clip, but yeah. So then I decided to pick up these comics because they looked amazing, and I was like flicking through it and there was like these really weird creepy pictures, but these are the Machines of Mana, the Aberrant Spark, and the Age of the Starstone. So this is time travel, a misplaced AI consciousness, a desolate world. Explore the story that launched the Machines of Mana saga. Reborn hundreds of years in the future, Leavanna must discover what her true purpose is. Will she survive long enough to find her way home? Yeah, so the creators of these comics kind of explained it like AI has taken over, and the only way that human consciousness can go to the future to defeat AI is by putting them into these robots, and then the robots have to fight the AI. And it sounds really, really interesting. The art is stunning in here. I don't want to open them right now because I don't want to ruin them, but they are encased in plastic, and I had a really great conversation with the guys, and because I bought two, they let me roll a die, and I get like this little comic book too, which I think was cool. So yeah, it was Knights of the Dinner Table, and yeah, I thought that was really nice of them to give me that free little gift. Now I've got two series that I want to pick up that I bought the whole series from basically, and this is Thorns and Fangs by Gillian St. Kevern. This is a male danger necromancer vampire romance from what I remember, and she told me that this is basically a story where it takes them a long time for their happily ever after. Everything seems happy-go-lucky, and then everything just goes wrong and they have to fight to be together. But this is Nate is caught between two dangerously hot vampires with the power to compel, and a ruthless necromancer who wants him for all the wrong reasons, and that is just the start of his problems. Living in the monster capital of the world, escort Nate prides himself on his ability to please his clients and his normality. Hunter, a darkly charming vampire with more charisma than is good for him, decides Nate is just what he needs for his brother Ben. Too afraid of becoming a monster to allow himself to feel, Ben struggles to resist Nate's generosity of emotion. Nate finds the control with which Ben holds his sensitive nature back impossible to resist. As a vindictive necromancer makes Ben the object of his revenge, Nate discovers making people good doesn't compare to making Ben feel. Desperately searching for a way to save Ben, Nate becomes the necromancer's next target. So this sounds really good. This is Thorns and Fangs. Book 2 is Uprooted. Book 3 is Life After Humanity. And Book 4 is Dead Wrong. And I'm very excited to check these out because I'm loving my vampire romances lately, and this author again was on the author panel, and she seemed like a really great author, and I really was glad to support her. And the last set of books are all from one author that I bought, which is CC Davy. So I bought Helical Rising, The Shadow of Wings, and The Hair of Vasilia by CC Davies. So this is book 1, book 2, and a novella in the Witchling Chronicles. So I did want to try and read this on KU before I bought them, but I wanted to buy them anyway. And this stunning, the author did sign them, which is great, but this is about a woman who is raised to be a wife, taught to be obedient, expected to submit. Taken in as a ward of Lord Draken after her parents' slaughter, forced to navigate a new life, trying to become what is required of her in a world so vastly different than what she has known. Then Attica, kingdom of the Witchlings, moves to rise again. Territories long alienated are forced to unite. Secrets begin to unravel, secrets that make her question everything. She is Amelia Silvers, and she is about to show the world that even the most unexpected can burn the brightest. I've heard so many amazing things by so many people about this, and I'm very excited to check it out. And then we have book 2 and the novella. Obviously I'm not going to read the back of those because I don't want to spoil it for myself. And then we have the Pendragon Witch Chronicles, which is book 1. And this is also by CC Davy, and she did sign it too and said welcome to the Pendragon crew, which is exciting. So this is book 1 in a new series of hers. And the back says, as long as I can remember, my shadows have whispered to me, speaking in a voice but young and ancient, I have learned to mind them. Let them guide me through life, even when I do not understand their messages. They whisper now to me, a song of sorrow and heartbreak, heartache that weaves itself around the woman I love. A song I do not want to listen to, yet no, I cannot run from. King Arthur has taken this land, aided by his advisor Merlin and the legions he commands. He has swept over this once prosperous kingdom like a plague, chasing the last of Sylvans into the far south in his quest for power. They have nowhere to run now, there is no further to go, and I fear the bargains that will be made to protect them are the ones that will haunt me for the rest of my immortal life. I was born touched by Nimit, both a blessing and a curse. Morgana. So this is kind of a King Arthur retelling, it sounds like, and I'm very keen and excited to get to this one. So that's all the books that I bought at Armageddon. This is a 20-minute clip, so yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with this clip. I don't even know if I'm actually going to make this vlog, but yeah. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, comment down below if you want to see more content like this, and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Bye.